And we're back off for a week, and we are back. Oh my goodness! You know, so many people were. Where are you? Where's Pill Method? I was planning on getting in here. I said, listen, folks, we're off for a week, and so people are listening to that last one over and over and over again on YouTube and wherever else we were on. And listen, this is amazing. Off a week, and we're back with more information about how to pay off mortgages in just 7 years. And I am glad to be back. I am energized and ready to go, Jared. What about you?
I am as well, man. I missed this room. I missed everybody. And I'm really excited to get things back and go.
Whatever's going on, you might go at the beginning of the day at the time when they get ready to leave.
That was my fault, man.
You say you want one.
Dynamically change how you look at your car loans, your student loans, how you look at refinancing, and how you look at mortgages. So if you haven't already, click the greenhouse at the top, follow the club, and then also read the about description so you can learn what the P, the I, the L, and the L mean. And this will give you ideas of questions you can ask during today's 2 hour session. So with this room, this is a very interactive room. So we love crowd participation. So feel free to raise your hand, come on stage, and ask any questions. There are no dumb questions. There are no bad questions because this is a different way of thinking. And we want to be able to go through examples live with folks in this room because what that does is it helps you understand the material and also get advice and perspective for 2022. But for the audience, it really helps understand through the back and forth how this method works and how it can be impactful for them as well. So feel free to raise your hand if you have a question about your mortgage, refinance, 15-year versus 30-year, student loans, car loans, or anything regarding credit card debt. Come on stage. And then we have some amazing experts that are going to be joining the stage as well that can help you in other areas. And we'll be doing introductions in a bit. Before we do that, Don, we'd love for you to introduce yourself. And before I have you do that, I just want to let everybody know that if you're on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, we're really excited to have you here. We'd love for you to continue to share the room through, retweeting on Twitter or sharing it on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. And if you have questions, we want you to be a part of this experience as well. So feel free to type into the chat any questions you have for Don, and we will prioritize you with those questions that are in the clubhouse room. And if you want to see these examples live on your screen today, we'll be giving these instructions several times during the room. But you can go to ice10kvideos.com and I'll throw some instructions on the chat. But if you go to your laptop, your iPad, or your desktop and you put in ice10kvideos.com, you will be able to see this live on YouTube so that when Don is going through these examples, you come up on stage. He'll be breaking down the amortization schedule, the calculator, and all the details on the screen. And that'll help you significantly understand the process, the approach, and also how the interest can be canceled. So with that being said, I'm going to have Don introduce himself and set the stage for the room. And then we're going to go through moderator introductions. And as we do that, feel free to raise your hand and come on stage. The stage fills up really fast. The room goes by really fast. Don's very detailed. So please do not hesitate. Come on stage or ask a question in the chat. So I'm going to pass it back to Don so he can introduce himself.
All right. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method.
Don, you're on mute if you're speaking.
Oh, well, listen, you would think I've been doing this for several months, Jared. You would think I would know that by now, but doggone it, I keep doing it. Hey, Jared, do I have to go back to moderator school?
It's all good, man. It's been a while. It's like riding the bike.
like riding a bike. So I get back on and start out again. Listen, folks, I am so sorry. I was so excited talking. I forgot to go off mute. Lord have mercy. My name is Don Daniel. I'm the founder of P.I.L.L Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. If you want to see what we're doing here, if you want to see the examples that are going to come up, you definitely want to go to ice10klive.com or ice10k videos.com, and then you can watch it on YouTube. But if you want to use any other streaming platform that we're on, just go to ice10k live and .com, and then choose whichever one you want. But anyway, if you go to YouTube, please remember to click on subscribe and then like the video so that more and more people can see what is going on that we're doing here. What we're doing here is teaching people about amortization, how loans actually work, how they can cut their interest costs by 75% and pay off all of their debt in an average of 7 to 9 years instead of 30 years to never. All right. So what are we doing? We are teaching people the truth about how loans really work. We've been paying 75% more interest than we need to for the past 88 years. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the amortization of 30-year loans is 88 years old this year, and virtually no one has ever had a class on how loans actually work. If you've never had a class on how loans actually work, oh boy, you are in for a treat today so that you can know how they work, because once you know how they work, you won't get trapped into making decisions that everybody else is making. Number one, did you realize interest rates over the weekend went up? And I'm here to tell you today that if the interest rate is slightly higher, you're in a better position this week than you were last week. What? You're actually in a better position to pay off your home cheaper and faster with a slightly higher interest rate because of how the loans are amortized. So we're going to go over that today about, don't worry about interest rates going up. Continue looking for your home. Look for that house that you always wanted for your family. Don't let rising interest rates scare you. We're going to let you know how you can benefit from even higher interest rates today. Jared, what do you say?
I say that's amazing. That's amazing. And we just had an amazing question in the chat. So I'm really excited to get to it. And Nancy, if you are free to come on the stage so that if Don has additional questions, we can have a back and forth, that would be great. But until she comes up, we can do some quick moderator introductions, and then we'll go with Nancy's question first. So Nancy invited you to the stage. We'd love for you to come up so we could, break down that question on the stage. But if not, then Don will do his best to answer it. So Don, check out the chat over in the lower left-hand corner. Yeah, my name is Jared Albritton. I've been in tech for over 15 years, do a lot of content around the metaverse, NFTs, crypto, and getting people into tech and helping startups get funding. So if you're interested in that type of content, check out my bio, give me a follow, or you can check out my 10K card, jared10k.com, where you can find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Clubhouse, as well as some other platforms. I'm going to pass the mic to Kenyatta.
Good morning, good people. My name is Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. And I am the one that can help you find the deal, finance that deal, and also cancel the interest on that deal to get you in yet another deal. I do that because I am a broker. I do that because I am a financial service provider. I do that because I am an interest cancellation agent. And I do it because I want to see you win. So connect with me if you feel like you want to. Good morning.
All right, up next is Credit Goddess.
Grand Rising, everyone. Happy Monday. So glad to see you guys here again. I know you were off for a week and you guys were messaging me as well when you guys were going to host this room. So I'm glad that we're back. If you have any of your friends and family that are not here, go ahead and ping them into the room and share this room as well. My name is Rose Laura Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I am the official credit expert for the P.I.L.L Method crew. I'm a credit score improvement strategist. I'm the CEO of Budget Credit 360, where I help my clients improve their credit so that way they can gain access to capital and gain access to the mortgage loan. Even though the interest rates are high, Don is going to explain how you guys can pay less in interest costs, even with a high interest rate. So definitely tap in with me. And if you have any questions, come on up and let's answer them for you. Next is Valley.
Good morning. I am so glad we're all back. Hopefully, the Get Access tour was wonderful. Don, hopefully, you had a great vacation. I'm assuming you were gone on vacation. But anyway, my name is Valley. I am in the great state of Texas. My message is the same. It will always be the same. We love helping buyers fire their landlord and become the lord of their own land. And you feel less, I guess, worried about different steps that might be that you might encounter, and you'll just basically have better footing. So getting a person that can not only sell you a house, give you a quality experience, professionalism, but then also teach you is key. And my name is RB. I'm done.
Great stuff, RB. Yeah. No. Yeah, that is.
So glad to see you all. I am a real estate agent out in New York, primarily assisting first-time home buyers, but I don't shy away from investors, sellers, and anyone looking to rent out their homes as well. As stated prior, yes, this is a very nasty market for buyers, but make sure you have a knowledgeable agent that's able to negotiate on your behalf and know how to maneuver with these offers and get these offers accepted, as I have been doing lately. So if you are in the New York area, if you know anyone looking to move in the New York area, please send them my way. I would love to assist. I would love to be able to help. And make sure you're following all of these amazing moderators. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pass the mic back.
All right. So again, if you want to come on stage to ask a question, now is the perfect time. So feel free to raise those hands, come on stage, and ask your questions. But we have a really dope question in the chat. So Nancy, Dawn had a follow-up question in the chat as well. So if you can just make sure you're looking in the chat so we can at least interact while you're at work, we can give you the best breakdown of your situation. So the question is, and if you'd like to see it, you can go into the chat as well. I have a $4,000 balance on a credit card with 25% rate. That doesn't sound like a lot, but how would this method help me pay it off quickly? My current monthly payment is about $85 per month, monthly, and I do make additional payments from $25 to $30. What method can I use on this credit card? And Dawn, you had a question asking how much money do you have left over at the end of the month after all your bills are paid? So Nancy, if you could answer that in the chat, that would be super helpful. But until then, Dawn, how do you approach credit cards and what is the way that, the P.I.L.L method can help?
Oh my goodness. Do you realize that I talked
Dawn,
to,
again, you're on mute if you're speaking.
I talked to a ton of people, Jared. I talked to a ton who have balances on credit cards, but they have significant money in the bank. They have $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in the bank. Another thing that's happening is that after all the bills are paid, there are some of the folks out there that have $500 left over at the end of the month, $1,000 left over at the end of the month, $1,500 left over after all the bills are paid. I mean, so once you take a look at what's going on here, let me break it down to you this way. It's going to be a kind of a long answer, but hopefully it will help people to understand what's really going on with their finances. Okay, number one, once you're getting your income in, and most people don't know exactly how much they make per month. Can you imagine that? I've been talking to people for years. And I say, how much do you make per month? They have to go back and count it up. They don't know. They know they make enough to pay all their bills, but they don't know exactly how much that is per month. So it would behoove you to know how much you're making. That's number one. Then what do you do next? What is the first thing on your budget list? Now, budget does not mean restrictive. Budget seems to have encountered some negative connotations over the years. But listen, for the P.I.L.L method, budget means just simply tracking your income and your spending, tracking it, listing it, writing it down, whatever you're doing. How much are you making and how much are you spending? So we got to break it down to what we want to spend on. Number one on the budget list is lifestyle spending. How much do you want to spend out of your income, your net income, for your family or for yourself to enjoy life? What? You mean lifestyle spending is first and not last? There are people out there that say lifestyle spending should be last. Oh, no, not at all. You know what they say, all work and no play makes you a dull person. Can you believe that? Listen, psychologically, listen, if you're on a diet, say you're trying to lose some weight, I guarantee you, if you're always hungry, Jared, you're never going to lose a pound. If you're always hungry, if you're trying to diet, you're never going to lose a pound. You want to be in a situation where you can eat right, not feel hungry, and so that you can eventually lose the weight that you're looking for. So when you're on a debt diet, if you're trying to shed yourself of some debt, then what you want to do is make sure that you're psychologically healthy, that you're spending a little money on you so that you can feel good about what you're doing. So lifestyle spending is first. What is second? Putting money away for the future. Oh, yes. You got to pay yourself first. All right. So putting money away for the future, however you're doing that, through your job, 401k, whatever it is you're doing, annuities, even the stock market. It doesn't really matter how you're doing it. Make sure that you're saving for the future. And some people are even saving for their kids' college. That's good. So first, lifestyle spending, then savings. What's next on the list? Making minimum payments on the debt. You got to at least make minimum payments on the debt. At least you got to do that. That's the very minimum. All right. And then the last thing is to pay the rest of the bills. What do you mean? Your cell phone, food, insurance, all of those things, cable, the sports package on your TV, or if you're purchasing streaming services, whatever you're doing, the rest of the money is to pay the regular bills. Now, after you have those four things, that takes care of everything. Then what's left over? That is the money we use to eliminate debt. So we're taking care of the big four, and I'll go over them one more time: lifestyle spending, savings, paying the minimums on the debt, and then taking care of the rest of the monthly bills that keep you going, food and insurance and all of those things, church, contributing to church, all of those things that you take care of that are in your monthly budget. Once you know what you're spending each month and you know what you're making each month, now you know what's left over, okay? And then you take what's left over and put it in a savings account. Those are the funds we're going to show you how to use. And I'm going to give you an example here. You've got, let's say, because what we had was $4,000 balance on a credit card. And I've got people who have $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 in a savings account, making 0.1%. If you are a person who has a balance on a credit card and you have cash in the bank, I need you to look at your credit card as a savings account. What did he just say? I need you to look at your credit card as a place of savings. Oh, so why would I do that? Okay, because I got $10,000 over here in the bank. If I take $4,000 out of the bank and put it on my credit card, I only have $6,000 in the bank. Yes, but you still have $10,000 available for you to spend. That's what fungibility means. Fungible, look it up. Fungible, fungible. All of your money is fungible. In other words, it's interchangeable. Okay. So if you have $10,000 in the bank, you could spend that money. If you have $6,000 in the bank and $4,000 on a credit card, you can spend that money. It's still $10,000. But see, Don, but if I spend that money on the credit card, it's 25%. You know? So here's what's going on, folks. I need you to look at it this way. Right now, in your savings account, you're making about 1/10 of 1%. 1/10 of 1%. So you're actually paying the credit card company money to keep your money in the bank because you're paying way more in interest on the credit card than you're making on your money in the bank. So here's what you do. You can give yourself an instant raise by taking the money out of the bank and putting it on the credit card and letting it rest there. What it's doing for you is it's keeping you from paying a 25% annual interest rate, which is a little over 2% a month. Okay. So you're on your balance, you're paying a little over 2% interest a month to get you to that 25% or 27% or whatever you're paying on the credit card. So by putting that money there, you're not paying the interest that month, which means that's money you're not paying. Now a penny saved is a penny earned, or $10 in interest saved is $10 earned, or whatever you're paying in interest that month, $50, $60, $100, whatever you paying in interest, you immediately stop it. You stop that interest calculation by putting all that money that's in savings, putting it on the credit card and using your credit card as your reserve. All right, for the time being. Well, what's going on there? You still have $10,000 available for you. Now, what if you don't have that money available? What if you don't have that? But you do have, after all said and done, let's say you have about $1,000 left over after all the bills are paid because now you're tracking. Well, instead of trying to pay that credit card off by putting an extra $25 or $30 on, just pay the minimum payment. Yeah, pay the minimum payment. Put your $1,000 in savings. In 4 months, guess what? Guess how much money you'll have? $4,000. Could you then take the money out of savings and pay the card off? Yeah, you can. Will you still have $4,000 available to you to spend? Yes, you will. But you're going to watch how you're spending that from now on, because now, let's say you have that paid down. All right. And now let's say it's a rewards card. You're still able to use that card. And listen, we're going to change your whole idea about using that credit card now. Not cut it up. Oh, whoever said cut up your credit cards? No. What we're going to do is use that credit card a different way. And how we're going to use that? If it's a rewards card, let's say cash back or miles or points, well, you can use that to make your monthly bill payments, your food, your gasoline. Do you know a lot of your creditors, the people, the vendors, the people who supply you with TV or telephone or whatever it is, they'll take your credit card. So you can pay with that credit card. And then that money that you would have paid is in the bank. And so now you can take that money out of the bank at the when it's time to pay the credit card, because you have 25, 30-day grace period. And then that money that you would have spent on food or gasoline or cable is still sitting in the bank. You take that money out and then pay the credit card back to zero. And you just put yourself in a position where you are now what? Making money using the credit card. You get your cash back, or you get your miles, or you get your points for free. Let the credit card company start paying you to pay your bills. So so here's what I'm talking about, folks. Instead of trying to pay off $25 to $30 extra take all your extra money after tracking your income, put it into savings, use some of that money to now knock off the credit card in bigger chunks out of your savings account, not cutting yourself back on your monthly budget, not cutting yourself back by trying to eat beans and rice and ramen 7 days a week. Live well. Take the money that's left over, put it in the savings, and kill that credit card that way. Now, I'll say this one last thing, Jared, and then we're going to go back. Many of you have bought into the idea. If you have multiple credit cards, many of you have bought into the idea of not paying the minimums on those credit cards, but you're trying to pay extra on 2 cards or 3 cards or 4 or maybe even 5. Stop that immediately. If you're going to focus on, find out which card to focus on, and then take that extra money and put it on 1 card only. Do not spread your money out over 4 or 5 cards and leave yourself cash poor. That's no good. So you want to be laser focused on 1, pay that one off, and then go to the next if you don't have our program. So one of the things that we're focusing on, Jared, is how to look at our funds and how to stack up those funds to kill debt more efficiently by looking at our funds as being fungible or interchangeable. Money in the bank, money in your pocket, money on a credit card, they all spend. But if you have debt, your most expensive money is the money sitting in your bank. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right. So, Don, Nancy responded with, I have a couple hundred. Is that helpful?
That is more than helpful. Okay. Because listen, in 3 months, a couple of hundred, that's $600. You're now putting what, 25 or 30 extra on. 2 or 3 months from now, you could put $500 or $600 on it. How about that? And how long would it take to pay that off? If you just do the math, $500 or $600 every 3 months on the credit card, you're going to knock that thing out in no time. Not just putting an extra $25 or $30 on it, but listen, use that money that's left over now. And I bet you, once you start tracking how much you actually make and how much you actually spend, I need you to come back and tell us how much you actually have left over, because 9 out of 10 of my clients find out that they lowball, they significantly underestimate how much money they really have left over after all the bills are paid, and they find out that they actually have a lot more. I'm interested to find out, once you do your budget, come back and tell us how much is really left over and how you're attacking that credit card now. All right. Now, that's not exactly how the P.I.L.L method works, but it gives you the P.I.L.L method gives us the foundation to make that recommendation. P.I.L.L method stands for prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. Liquidity part tells us that all of our funds are fungible. Look up that term now, Fungible, fungible, and know that all of your money is interchangeable. We need to know which is the expensive money and which is the cheap money. And I'm trying to tell you, if you have debt, your most expensive money is the money sitting in your bank, not doing anything, helping you out. If I'm going to sit that money somewhere, let me sit that money on a 25% credit card, pay it to 0, and let it sit there so it cancels that interest calculation. I mean, I cut it right off. Put my money here. And I still have it available to me to spend, but I'm not paying along the way to keep it in the bank, just so that I have some cash, and I'm continue to pay 2 or 3% a month on my credit cards just to keep money in the bank. Doesn't make sense. Okay. All righty. All right, Jared, back to you, sir.
All right. Now that was a great breakdown. I love that. So if somebody wanted to understand the day, month, year that they could be debt free using the P.I.L.L method, how would they get a hold of you and your team, or how can Nancy report back to you?
Listen, what we could do is take that at the top of the page there, Jared. They can click on that link. The link is takes them to my 10K card, which is a valuable card, by the way. And there's a button on the card that says "Get a Savings and Earnings Report." Plug in. Once you go to a savings and earnings report, then follow all of the directions. And then once you follow the directions, you can plug in all your financial data to our financial form. Somebody from our office will then give you a call and then set up a consultation for you. And then you can know the month, day, and year you can be debt free and how much interest you can save. And then we're going to show you how to take the interest savings and then you can use that money to start your own family bank. Oh my goodness, which is a powerful, powerful concept. And then you can, by starting your own family bank, average families, Jared, average families making W-2 income within just a few years can have become millionaires just on interest they're no longer paying the bank. Oh, it's amazing how all of this works. So thank you very much, Jared, for reminding me to tell the people how they can get a hold of me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I would love next, if anybody has a mortgage question, we had a great credit card question. If you have a mortgage question, a student loan question, a car loan question, feel free to raise your hand. But Don, in the case that there are no questions that come up in the next 2 minutes, is there an example that you want to throw on the screen? But I do implore the audience, take advantage of the next hour and a half. Don's time outside of Clubhouse isn't free, and for good reason. He saves you tens of thousands, and in some cases hundreds of thousands of dollars with his method. So take advantage of this free consultation, and this will also benefit the audience. So if you have a question about your mortgage, feel free to come on stage. I see somebody has taken the challenge, and you're not going to regret it. And before this question comes on the stage, I would love for everybody that has shared. First off, thank you to everybody that has shared, the 13 people that have. Y'all are amazing. And for those that haven't shared the room yet, we'd love for you to share this room in the hallway so that our community, your network, your friends, your family can be part of this example and hear how Don and the P.I.L.L method helps with mortgages. And if you want to see this live on your computer screen, your iPad, or your desktop, go to ice10kvideos.com and you'll be able to see the breakdown of this example live on YouTube on a separate screen. With that being said, Husan, thank you so much for coming to this stage. Please let us know what your question is.
Hey, good morning. I was just sharing the room. So my question is about getting into a new mortgage. If I have the opportunity to qualify for an FHA, but I have more of a down payment than what is required for an FHA, should I put that additional money on the down payment to lower the total mortgage, or should I hold that money back and accelerate my payments? I'm not sure if that question makes sense, but
it makes perfect sense. But for some reason, Jared, right now, I've got to make sure that my examples can get on the screen, and I know how to do it because sometimes my computer tries to attack me.
I know that goes.
It says, "Oh, we're not going to show your stuff." But Kurt has showed me some stuff, so I'm trying to remember how. Kurt, are you? Can you come on? Because you didn't get a chance to introduce yourself. Are you available to come on? And while you're doing that, I'll be able to go ahead and fix this problem. And you're muted, Kurt. We're not hearing you.
Yeah, Kirk, if
it would help if I had the right mic selected. Everybody's out of practice this week, man. So no, I'm here, and excited to be here. Excited to be back. Another week in the P.I.L.L method room is always something that I look forward to. I get a chance to serve as your producer here in the P.I.L.L Method room. I want to say that I am the official live video coach, live video strategist in the P.I.L Method room as well. And I know that you didn't come here to hear me, so I'm just going to kind of bide our time here because we're going to try and get Dawn's screen share functionality fixed and working. But for those who are wondering, oh, is that what you do? Yeah, that is exactly what I get a chance to do here. I'm working with Dawn and the P.I.L Method to make sure that this is shared and streamed live to all of the destinations that we are currently on: Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. We love Clubhouse. We love social audio, and we love the way that we're able to grow in that space. And of course, the ease with which people can come and interact, especially with somebody like Don, who is an expert in his space, and allow people to glean from that well of knowledge. But we also want to make sure that people can see these examples as well. And that's why we added to the Clubhouse experience this live video piece, right? So that's what this is all about, us being able to share this content and this information broadly and widely. So we're on all these different platforms, and just like Don said at the beginning, we were able to have people watch the replays of all of those videos that we were doing over the past months and weeks. Wait, 55 now? Which episode is this? I forgot. But we were able to have people watch those videos while we were off last week. And that's one of the beauties of live video, is that there is that replay that is powerful, that allows people to experience what happened live, and for them to say, man, if that's what they did live for all those other people, I wonder what could be possible, what could happen for me. And so we encourage you. For those that are online right now, thank you so much for being here. We encourage you as well. Come on and ask your questions. I know that there is a question on the table right now about the FHA loan, and we're working to get Don back in here as quickly as we possibly can. I think he just went ahead and reset his browser so that the share screen feature will work. So he's actually stepped out for just a second. But that's the whole point and purpose of what we want to do here, is be able to share live, share these examples, share the content information for people to be able to really engage around. It makes for a much more meaningful scenario, a much more meaningful experience for all those involved when you can see the examples live. And so Don is back. Don, did we get it? Did we get it?
Listen, man, I'm gonna try one more time.
Sure.
All right, and sharing the screen, and
there it is.
Oh, Lord have mercy! Come on now.
Listen, that's good.
Kenyatta.
I'm listening.
Look, listen. Somebody ping my wife in here so she can see that her husband fixed the computer.
Hey,
just because Kurt taught him how to do it.
I'm glad we're able to get that done. Let's see here, Vid. So, Jared, I don't know what the gentleman's name was. I know he's been waiting. Just want to say a word of thanks for your patience while we work through that technical detail. I know we're trying to get this example on the screen for you so that we can respond to your question and to what you brought to the stage. Thank you again for coming to the stage, and for those in the chat online, thank you for your patience as well. I see a couple of comments coming in there, people just kind of responding to one another, saying good morning, and greeting people as the day is beginning. But yes, I can see Don's got the calculator on the screen now, so let me go ahead and get that set up. Put that on the screen.
All right. So was that Hassan? With the question?
Hassan, thank you so much for your patience. We'd love for you to just restate the question, because Don has the example back up. It's for the sake of the audience, and then we can get back into it, Hassan. So if you could just restate the question real quick.
No, I'm grateful. Actually, I spent that time going to the website, so I'm able to watch the example on the screen as well. So thank you for that. My question is about getting a mortgage. So I'm looking as an FHA, it's a home, and I have more than the down payment that is required.
Right.
So my question is, should I just pay the minimum and advance my payments, or should I put a bigger down payment down to lower the mortgage itself?
Would you mind if we go through both scenarios?
No, that would be awesome.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy, I'm going to duplicate this tab here. And what you're going to see is going to be a little bit behind what you're hearing. All right. And so so your mortgage will be how much without the extra down payment. So your mortgage would be, when you're going to put down the minimum down, how much would the mortgage be with the minimum down? How much would you be borrowing?
Sure. So the house is $164,000. That's the total mortgage.
164,000. All right. At what interest rate?
At 3.25.
3.25. Now, how much do you have extra to put down?
I have an additional $30,000 that I could put down.
Okay, so let's take a look at this. All right. So if you do this now, when you close on this loan, they're going to tell you that in the summary, if 164,000 at that interest rate, 3.325, your interest cost over 30 years would be $92,946.40. So right off the bat, let me ask this question. Does this number look like 3.25% of the 164,000 you're borrowing?
No, it looks closer to 40% or so.
Well, actually, yeah, it's actually 56%. 56% already at 3.25. So now here's the thing: when they're comparing mortgages, they're giving you the information based on a 30-year loan. Okay. Based on comparing two 30-year loans. Okay. But what if you don't stay in the loan for 30 years? Our average client is out in 7 to 9 years. So all the numbers they're giving you to compare 30-year loans go out the window, don't they, Husan?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I could get this paid off in 7 to 9, that'd be amazing.
Okay. So here's what we're talking about. So let's take a look at that. Now, put that over here. And now we're going to take a look at, you said about $30,000. So now we're talking about $134,000 loan, right?
Right.
134,000. So I need you to help me do a little math. We're going to use the same interest rate. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And now we take a look at that. Now we're going to compare the two payments. Now this is just principal and interest. Okay. Principal and interest. So your payment is $583. That's principal and interest. Already, the putting the extra $30,000 down is winning, because your other payment is $713.74. You see that?
Yeah.
$713.74. And we're taking a look at, $583. Oh man. So we go back to the interest cost over 30 years, it's $92,946.40. Well, we're going to check put the 30 grand down. Our total interest cost is only $75,944.80. Well, shoot. I'm going to tell you right now, I never put a large down payment down. But looking at these numbers, you would think, Don, what's your problem? You put down $30,000. My payment is smaller. The overall interest cost is cheaper by let's see. Let me put a little calculator on the screen here. Okay. We got 92 minus 75. There we go. About $17,000. A $17,000 savings over 30 years if I put the $30,000 down, plus my payment is cheaper. Right now, that $30,000 is winning. Okay? So here's what we want to do. Is there another way to get to having $134,000 loan, Husan? What if we take... Now, have you been to our room before?
I have been, yes.
Okay, so you know, if we you've seen my examples when I'm taking some money when we make that very first mortgage payment, and by prepaying a little amount of money, we save interest, and we eliminate payments by prepaying. You've seen that example?
No.
Okay, let's go over that. Let's go over that, because with this background, you'll be able to see what's going on. So we're going to take a look at the $164 payment, the $164,000 mortgage. And so if we take a look at payment number one, all right, it's going to take a little time to catch up. So I'm already down to payment number one, where $269.57 goes to principal, and $444.17 goes to interest. Let me know when you can see that.
Yeah, I can see it on the screen.
Great. So if this payment is, let's say we make this first payment in January. So we make our first payment in January. Then what would be February's principal payment according to this chart?
It would be $270.30.
So do we have to wait till February to give the bank that $270.30?
Not technically, no.
Okay, if we had it, we could give it to them in January as well, couldn't we?
Sure.
So that means that no interest comes out of that money, because we're going to tell them to apply all of that to principal. If we do, see, we gave the bank $269.57 in January. It brought down the 164,000 to 163,730.43, the principal balance on line one. If we give them the $270.30 on top of that, we're paid down to line two in January, where we owe 163,460.13. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. If we're already paid down to here in January, line two, then our next mortgage payment for February is now on what line of the schedule?
We'd be on line three.
We'd be on line three
Even though it's February, it's month two.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So now we just got rid of one line of your amortization schedule, not for the entire payment, but just for $270.30. How does that make you feel?
I mean, if I look at it, it looks like I just made about, $3. I guess I feel okay.
Well, let's see if we can make you feel a little better.
Okay.
Okay. So if I take a look at prepaying this, all right, and I'm already on line three, the interest cost on line two is $443.44. What happened to that? What happened to that amount?
The interest that they take went down.
Right. To what?
On line three, 442.7.
Okay. Now that's what they want you to think. It actually went to zero. That's money you never have to pay. You just saved yourself $443.44 in interest you never have to pay. Ah.
So in other words, if I read correctly,
Mm-hmm.
I spent $270.30, but I actually saved $443.44.
Well, what happened is this is money you owe anyway. The $270.30. You owe that anyway. You just paid it to the bank when it benefit you instead of when it benefits them. All right, now that we've gotten that done, let's take a look at this. What would happen if I made my January payment, and based on what we just learned, I got a little bit of money in the bank, not much, just a little, and I gave them take a look at this amortization schedule. I gave them the $270 on line two, the $271.04 on line three, and $271.77. I added all of that up, gave it to the bank all at one time in January. What happened to these three interest payments?
If I'm picking up what you're putting down,
Come on, man.
Have disappeared. I don't pay them none of that money.
Exactly. And my next mortgage payment for February is on what line of the schedule?
I'd be on line 5 at that point.
You'd be on line 5 at that point. Okay. Because you are choosing when to give the money to the bank. If we give it to them at their timing, every single month, you're making these $400 interest payments, which is slowing you down. Okay. So now, take a look at where it says cumulative principal and cumulative interest. Okay. This is 2 columns that you're not going to get when they give you your amortization schedule. They're going to give you an amortization schedule that says principal, interest, and principal balance. They're not going to give you these 2 columns that actually add up the principal you pay down and the interest you pay down month after month. They're not going to give that to you. All right. So at the end of 12 months, in the first year you're on this mortgage, if you look at cumulative principal, which means we're going to add up all these $260 and $270 payments, all right, for 1 year, that comes to how much principal paid down in 1 year. If you're looking, if you're talking, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it would have gone down to about $3,300.
And how much interest do they want in that time?
They want $5,300 in interest.
So let me ask you, do you want to pay $5,300 in interest just to pay your mortgage down by $3,200?
No, I feel upside down if I do that.
Come on, man. So here's my next question. If you know, because this is money you borrowed, you got to pay that back by contract, correct?
Right.
But if you know you have to pay the bank $3,283.50 eventually, do you have to pay it in 12 monthly installments?
I don't know. I mean, if I pay them the $3,283 in the first month, do I get 12 months off, or do I still have to make a payment the following month?
You still have to make a payment the following month.
Okay.
But if you give them this in month 1, are you paid down to here in 1 month though?
Yes.
And your next mortgage payment for February is on what line of the schedule?
Back up on line 2.
Try it again. If you're paid down to line 12 in January, your next mortgage payment is on what line of the schedule for February?
Line 13.
Exactly.
Wow.
Now, is the light beginning to come on? Because that's only $3,200 that did that.
Right.
Okay. Now, here's what I'm talking about. If you get this loan, the $164,000 loan, instead of the $130,000 loan, where is your $30,000 right now if you get this $164,000 loan?
It's still in my bank account.
It's still in your bank account. When you make this very first payment, can you put your $30,000 down with your first payment now?
Ooh,
Come on, man.
I could, yeah.
And can I take a look at cumulative principal here? Can we go down to where it says 30,000 and add it all up?
Oh man, yeah, I'm excited to see what that number is.
Come on, man. We're going down. Listen.
You gotta scroll, bro. Scroll.
Somebody scroll, brother, scroll. All right, man. So yeah, we're scrolling. All right. I'm also clipping here because I want to keep that. All right. So hold on for a second. There we go. And there we go. So now I'm almost there. Listen, man, I'm down to line 84 already.
Right.
And I'm going to keep going till I get to 30,000. All right. So it's between line 98 and 99. Okay. All right. That's the about 30. Oh no, right here between 97 and 98. So we were trying to get down to $134,000. So I'm down. Am I still at $134,000?
Yes.
Yes. And 96. And I'm going to put the calculator up here. Now you tell me. You asked me a question, but I'm going to turn around and I'm going to ask you. So I'm down. I'm just knocked off 96 payments I don't have to make. I'm dividing that by 12. Okay. Oh, that's 8 years. Okay, so here's what I'm asking. If you put your $30,000 down, you're starting on month one of a 30-year loan, are you not?
Yes.
If you use that 30,000 as a prepayment on the $164,000 loan, are you 8 years in on this amortization schedule? Month one.
Also, yeah.
So you tell me, which would you prefer? A down payment or a prepayment of your 30 grand?
It sounds like a prepayment is a much smarter way to go. I haven't seen what the 134,000 amortization is, but I can see how much, like, I'm almost at balance. If that line 105 is where I'm actually now finally paying more in interest than on principal, then I'll be there before the first year is out.
Come on, man. So here's what we're talking about. So we were going to save. Did you remember how much by putting that down? We said we're going to save about $17,000 over a 30-year period.
Yeah.
Well, if I put the 30,000 as a prepayment, how much interest have I saved already in 1 month?
It looks like almost $30,000.
I just crack myself up sometimes.
That's actually 40. That's actually 40, Doc.
Yeah, that's almost $40,000.
Interest column. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at the principal column.
Yeah. That's almost $40,000 in 1 month, not 17,000 over 30 years.
Oh, that's huge.
Oh yeah, that's real huge. So should anybody ever put a large down payment on a loan, or should they keep that money back and use it strategically as prepayments?
Right. That looks like a no-brainer, especially at the beginning. That's been my problem in my previous mortgage. At the beginning, it seemed like I wasn't making any dents in this mortgage.
Yeah. What do you say now?
Well, I say I'm gonna hold on to that 30,000 until month one.
Now, here's the next thing. I still would not recommend putting it all down at one time. There's a point at which more is too much in anything. We don't want to violate the law of diminished return. Can I show you just one more thing?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're going to go back up to payment. I'm going to go back up to where we can see payment 1 through 24. Okay. Because when we put money, see, we just went over in P.I.L.L. P stands for prepayment of principal. When people prepay principal or put extra 270 or even an extra 30,000, that's called prepaying principal. Now we know that we can do it. We just aren't aware of what happens when we do. Now that you have an idea of what happens when you prepay, it just opens up all kinds of options for you, doesn't it, Husan?
Yeah.
Okay. So nobody has ever told us what happens when we prepay a loan. We paid extra on a car loan before, credit card, a mortgage before, but we never received a receipt saying, here's how much interest you saved. Have you?
No.
No. But when you go to a department store and you buy something on sale, do they print it at the bottom of the receipt? How much money you saved by shopping with us today?
That's interesting. Yeah, they do.
Well, if the department store can do it, how come your bank doesn't do it?
Because they want to keep that bread. They don't want me to.
Amen, my brother. Amen to that. So if you knew that $270 would save you $443 in interest, if you knew that $3,200 prepaid would save you $4,845.35 in interest, if you knew that, you would get ideas, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And now knowing what 30 grand could save you, oh my goodness. Now we're going to take it just a little bit more, just a little bit further, because we're going to zero down into why I pick up pennies in the parking lot. You know, people throw away pennies.
Mhm.
I pick them up. I pick them up for a reason, because they're valuable when it comes to killing interest on loans.
Hmm.
What? Let me show you something. What you want to do is not only know how much interest you can save, but you want to know how much interest you can save per dollar applied. How much interest am I saving per dollar? So if I prepay this, the 32.8350, we know we're going to save this, aren't we?
Right.
Okay? So because I'm going to be paid down to line 12. Or let's say I got plenty of money in the bank, and you know, we can pay any amount. We could pay $2, we could pay $10, we can pay $475.62. We can pay any amount that we want if we have some money in the bank. But so I'm going to give you two choices only on this. All right. I can prepay. Let's say you have plenty of money in the bank. You can prepay line 12, 32.8350, and be paid down to here in 1 month. Or line 24, where you're prepaying $6,675.34, and you're paid down to line 24 in 1 month. If you have plenty of money, which one would you choose?
I would go ahead and slide down to 24.
Exactly. And most people wouldn't. I'm going to tell you a little story. Every now and then, my wife makes zucchini bread. Now, other people have heard this story. Okay. My wife makes zucchini bread. And when she makes zucchini bread, she puts in golden raisins. Because, you know, I kind of like the golden raisins in the zucchini bread. So one Sunday she's making up a batch, warming up the ovens, you know, cutting up the zucchini, you know, grating the zucchini, and then doing everything. The oven's warming, and she looks into the pantry, Husan, and guess what? No golden raisins.
Hmm.
So who gets to go to the store?
That'd be your job, sir.
It sounds like you got experience. All right, man. So I'm headed out to the store, right? I'm headed to the store, and she says, bring me back 2 boxes. All right. I get to the store. I know what brand to get. So when I get there, I get confused because now they come in a 12-ounce box and an 18-ounce box. And they have 2 different price points. So Husan, how do I know which one is the better value?
You have to take the price divided by the ounces.
Exactly. That's called unit price. So here's my question. If I can get those raisins at 3 cents an ounce, should I ever pay 6 cents an ounce for them?
No.
No. So if I take the 5,000, do you have a calculator handy?
I do.
Okay. So if I'm going to pay this and I'm going to receive this as my benefit, can I take the $5,281.38 and divide it by what I pay? Will it tell me how much money I'm saving per dollar?
Well, let's find out.
Let's find out. Put in the 5,281.38 and let's divide it by the cumulative principal of 3283.5.
All right, that puts me at a rate of 1.61.
1.61. What will we just find out? For every dollar I put on principal, I don't have to give the bank $1.61 in interest. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let me put it to you this way. If you gave me $1 and I gave you back $1.61, how many times would you do that, sir?
For every damn dollar I have.
And so do you realize the bank has to do the exact same thing? Now, let's take a look at line 24 and do the same thing. The 10,454.42 and divide it by the 66.75.34. Now we were at what, $100.61? What are we at now?
Is 1.57.
Ooh, so if I can save $1.61 per dollar, should I ever accept $1.57?
No.
There is a point at which we can actually calculate the most amount of interest we can save per dollar with the money we have available. We want to get the biggest bang for our buck. So what if there was a program, a computer program that we can plug all of this into that would tell us exactly how much to pay, what month to do it in, what day of the month to do it on, and which loan to attack, so that we can make sure we're saving the most amount of money per dollar at that point?
Sounds like I'll be paying my mortgage off in 7 to 9 years.
Come on, brother. That's what we're talking about today.
Wow.
Are you glad you showed up?
This is blowing my mind. This is great.
We're so glad you came in here and asked that question, man. But listen, Husan, more importantly, what made you ask that question? Because most people don't even bother to ask. They just assume that putting it down as a down payment is the way to go. What made you ask the question?
Well, thanks for asking that. I was in a mortgage. I may have mentioned that,
Mm-hmm.
and recently sold the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have margins from the house, and I'm looking to purchase another property.
Mm-hmm.
So with those margins, and now that that property is sold, I moved out of state. It's been some years. I can requalify for an FHA.
Mm-hmm.
That's what inspired the question. I have this little bit of pot from the margins from the sale, and I'm like, what's the best way for me to leverage this pot of money that I have?
Come on. And you decided to bring it to P.I.L.L Method Club, how to pay off mortgages in 7 years, and to present that question.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, I've been in this room a few times, and I see that you have this, magical spell. I don't know what it is that how you figured this out, but whatever it is, I was like, well, let me just ask this, this team what they thought, and it's been great.
We're going to take this off the screen right now, Kurt, and I'm going to put something else up. And
you're good to go.
All right, great. So we're going to put something else up, Husan, because right now you're the only person asking questions, folks. If you want to know something, get on in here. And if you are not sharing this room, listen, we got some folks here that's going to help you to share this room. Is that right, Jared?
Absolutely. So if you want to share this room, there's that number 19 at the bottom. So thank you all 19 people that have shared this room. You click that button, you click share on Clubhouse, and drop some emojis, make a comment, or just share the room. And let's see the number 19 grow to 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 30. And also you can hit that same button, click that invite people icon, and if there's specific people that have mortgages or debt that could benefit, invite them into the room, or invite just everybody that's online. Either way, let's get them in the room and let's share this value. Back to you, Don.
All right, listen, we got something else on the screen now, Husan. We've got our our opportunity cost calculator. Opportunity cost means if I spend my money one way, I can't also spend it another. So your question was an opportunity cost question. Should I prepay or should I down pay? Because if I spend that money one way, I can't also spend the same money another way because I've already spent it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So what if you had something that says, well, listen, I don't have to figure out how much do I have to pay, so that what is the critical point? Because this is called critical point analysis now. What is the critical point of the money I have where I can pay the least amount of money to get the biggest bang for my buck? And I mean zeroing it down to the penny, where one more penny on principal means you're saving less interest per dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do all that math just to pay off a mortgage?
If it's 160,000, I don't mind pulling out the calculator.
Okay, but do you realize that to do that, here's what computers do. Computers aren't smart. Computers are just fast. And remember I said I pick up pennies in the parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why pennies matter. So what a computer will do is they'll take a look at all the money that you have available, and the computer's not going to break it down by dollar, because our program tells you how much money to move to the penny. It's going to move 1 penny on every day to every loan. come up with the calculations, and then do 2 pennies, and then 3 pennies, and then 4 pennies, until it comes up with the right number of pennies to put on the loan and the right day to come up with your interest savings that are the most per dollar applied. That is a ton of math.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's what I'm talking about. This is John and Rebecca Jones, and they have in their accounts, I'm going to open up their accounts. They have $500 in checking. They've got a little over $5,000 in savings. They have an auto loan of $25,000 at 4%. They've got $2,000 on their Visa, and it's 21%. And they have a $200,000 mortgage at 6%. So they've got all of this going on. Okay. They owe 227,000. Let me see. We're going to do a principal remaining. Yeah, $227,000 that they owe. And when the program looks at this right from the beginning, we figured out using this computer to do all the math, they're going to save $179,297 in interest they'll never have to pay. And they know that up front. Because of that, John and Rebecca Jones, using the same budget, they qualified for all these loans. They're going to be done in 7.8 years. I know that up front. We even know the month. We even know the payoff date. They're going to be done on October 1st, 2029. Okay. So, yeah. So now we're going back here. We're going to go back and take a look at what it means to track the income and the outgo. All right. I'm just going to give you just a little bit what's going on. Now, John gets paid bi-weekly and Rebecca gets paid weekly. We're starting in January, but because of the way the program is configured, you can always see 3 months at a time: January, February, and March. So we can see that. So we're starting in January. And so John gets paid on the 1st of January, $950. That's his income. So he just tells the program, I got paid $950. He got paid. And when he clicks execute, it disappears from the screen. So that $950 that was direct deposited into his bank account, we're telling the program to put $950 into the program's virtual checking account. So the program knows how much John and Rebecca have at the bank. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we know, now we're going to tell the program, oh, they're going to pay the mortgage. They have enough money in their bank account to pay the mortgage. And we're going to click on that. Once they pay the mortgage, that gets subtracted from their bank account. We also have to subtract $1,199.10 from their virtual bank account. Okay. So now Jared knows a whole lot about Jared. This is kind of a mini metaverse, isn't it?
Yeah, you can put it that way. Sure.
Okay. So now we got $200. We got $200 going to utilities. All right. We're going to subtract that. And then Rebecca gets paid $700. So we're clicking off all of these every time something happens. But do you see these little arrows here, the blue and the red?
Yeah.
This is the program telling you what to do. Now the program is figuring out how much money you are going to have left over at the end of the month, because you put in all of your bills, you put in all of your income, and you also added to this program how much you spend on lifestyle, how much you want to spend on just having some fun. That's already plugged in. Okay. So after the program does some math, on the 5th of the month here, we're going to take money. Here's your from column is the first one. Here's your to column is the second one. We're going to take money from checking, put it into savings. How much money?
Looks like $100.
Yeah. So we're going to put $100.90 into savings, because that's money you don't need for anything else, because we told the program how much we're spending and how much we're making. Okay. $100.90. Well, we're going to pay the phone bill. And then Rebecca gets paid again. And now on the 12th of the month, we're going to take money from checking and put it into savings, another $588.72. But this is just for the month of January. Look at that. Look what you don't see. There's no extra arrows putting any extra money on the minimum payment of $50.88 on the Visa. We're just going to pay the minimum payment. On the auto loan, $460.41. We're not putting any extra on. We're holding it back. And we didn't put any extra on the mortgage, just putting the money in the bank. Well, Don, we're just putting the money in the bank. Why don't we just add it to principal and start saving some money? Because why? Critical point analysis. We want to save the maximum amount of interest per dollar. So if we go back here, I'm going to just change this little window up here to next debt transfer. According to the program, John and Rebecca Jones will be able by March 9th, have $3,120 in their savings account that they can put on debt. And guess what? They haven't taken a dime out of their budget that took away from their lifestyle. That was money that they saved up after all the bills were paid. And their lifestyle money was already spent. They're having fun along the way. Okay? So they put that money away. And so I'm gonna just cut to the chase and say, oh, well, let's scroll down to March 9 and see what's happening here. Okay? Because in February, we're just putting money, just saving more money. We're gonna get down here. Oh, there we go. Here we go. We're at March 9, and I'm gonna let the program catch up here. I'm gonna let it catch up. And we're seeing that from the savings account on March 9, we're going to take money from the savings and we're going to put it on the Visa. Can you see how much? Yeah.
Yeah, I put around $2,000.
So we're not paying off in, tiny chunks. We're taking a big chunk out of our savings account, which didn't do anything to reduce how we live life. You do not have to eat beans and rice and ramen to get this done. You don't have to cut up your credit cards. You don't have to drive a 30-year-old car, okay? And you don't have to tell your family, we can't go on vacation because we are trying to get out of debt. You put all your lifestyle spending up front. Pay your bills, and then take the money that's left over and put it in the bank, and the program tells you when to pull it out and when to apply it to the debt. And guess what? When we do that, we're going to take a look and get some additional information. Once the program calculates that, paying that credit card off, we get to see future interest savings, which I'm highlighting. Can you see the future interest savings because we paid off the credit card this way?
Looks like about $1,700 in future interest savings.
Exactly. By paying the credit card off this way, that means that $1,700 Visa doesn't get. If we were to pay just the minimums, to pay this off, we have to give them an additional $1,736.34. But because we paid it off this way, we don't have to give them that money. And guess what? The $2,000 I just paid it off, I still have it available to me to spend anytime I want. I'm just not giving them $1,700. How about that? Now, I'm going to scroll back down. Hopefully, it won't take too long to catch up. And now I can see that on March 1st, my mortgage payment is due. Right? And we're going to pay our mortgage payment, but the program says, wait 9 days, and we're going to take additional money out of savings and put it on the mortgage. $1,116.97. Do you know how easy it is to round up that 97 cents? Do you know why we don't round it up?
No.
Because one more penny affects how much interest you're saving per dollar.
You're telling me that according to this program, I should actually pay exactly $1,116.97.
Yes. Because remember, we also have over $5,000 in savings.
Right.
Okay. So now if I put the $1,116.97 on the debt, how much interest am I going to save?
Ooh, 50 future interest savings?
Yeah.
$5,435.
Listen, if more people knew how little money it takes to save a whole ton of interest, do you think it'd be easier to walk by the big screen TVs in Costco?
Well, this whole conversation goes counter to so much that I've learned, and I haven't formally learned much, regarding how this money thing and this debt thing works.
Yes.
So it's making me uncomfortable, but I like it.
Well, let me show you. Since we have more money in savings, and I tell you, the reason why I know this is because, I'm autistic. I have Asperger's. All right, and so I don't do math, but I see when I take a look at an amortization schedule, I see the patterns and the pictures, and the patterns just don't line up. And says, why would you do this when you could do this? And so I'm looking at this thing, and we have more money, and I don't like odd numbers anyhow. That bothers it actually bothers me. But what if we did this instead? We could put in $1,500. Program instantly recalculates and says, oh, here's how much interest you could save now, which would be what?
Looks like $72.59.
Well, if I didn't know any better, I would think this was a better deal.
Right.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and let's do the math. Okay, take the $7,259.77. Let's divide it by 1,500. Tell me what you get.
4.84.
4.84. So now we're going to go back and do what the program suggests that we do. All right. The program suggests that we do $1,116.97 and save this much interest. So that was 1.64. So what is this? Oh.
0.97 divided by, hold on.
Okay.
5435.86 divide 1116.97.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4.86.
4.84, 4.86. That's why.
Wow.
Nobody is teaching this but us. Nobody on the planet is teaching this but us.
This is powerful. Like I need y'all to get me up to like 25 shares. I don't even work for these people now.
Okay, listen. He's saying, you all need to share. You all need to share this right about now. All right. If y'all not sharing this room, my goodness, share this. We're on up to 23. How many people we have in this room right now that are getting all this sauce? 69 people in the room and only 23 shares, and you got all this sauce. Shoot. Come on, Husan. What would you tell these folks right about now?
Well, actually, Don, what I'd love for you to tell folks is, number one, if they want to get this information the way you broke it down with Hassan for their individual situation, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Wow. Listen, folks, here's what you want to do. You want to go to ice10klive.com. The link pinned above our heads here. All right. And on that digital business card, you will find a button that says get a savings and earnings report. And when you get to the button that says get a savings and earnings report, you will then follow the instructions, and then that will let you into a financial form. Put all your information in on that form. And it's not very much, but put all of your debt in there, all of the debt. Okay. The more debt, the better. I mean, we love it when we see a bunch of consumer debt. I love it because we're going to be able to get you out of debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. And then we're going to calculate your interest savings because of that. And we're going to talk to you about taking that interest savings, cutting interest costs by 75%, taking that interest savings and then creating your own family bank with it. And people who are, I mean, just 9 to 5ers. I mean, folks that are W-2 with interest, they're no longer paying the bank and invested properly. You can become your own bank and become a millionaire off of interest you're no longer paying them. Husan, what do you say, buddy?
You've mentioned this a few times.
Yeah.
Become your own bank.
Yeah.
First, let me just say I'm grateful. This that you took me through, the time that you gave me, I mean, it's extremely valuable. So I just want to honor you for that. But what do you mean become your own bank?
Okay. I'm glad you asked.
Hey, Don.
Yes.
I think this is an awesome question, but I do want to make sure that you see Princess's question online on Facebook as well. But definitely, this is a great question as well. So let's see if we can get both.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So here's what I mean by that. Most people are unaware that it's a little known fact that permanent life insurance is a great tool to make money and to develop a family bank. For instance, if you have a permanent life insurance, you get the death benefit just like any other insurance, but it grows in cash value. As it's growing in cash value, that money grows tax-free. What did I just say? You can get compound interest tax-free. And then once you keep on putting money into your and building up cash value, pretty soon you can get to the point where you have a few $1,000 in there, 30, 40, 50 grand. What if you want to buy a car? Do you realize you can borrow that money from the policy? And when you do,
and you can also pay your own self the interest.
Oh, look at you. Come on, Kenyatta. Listen, Husan, they're not going to let me forget. So in other words, you can borrow money from the policy, but guess what? You're not borrowing your cash out. If you want to borrow $40,000 for a car, you're not borrowing your $40,000. You're borrowing the company's $40,000. Your $40,000 continues to make compound interest tax-free. Borrow $40,000 out, and then, well, if I got it from the credit union or from my bank, I would have to make payments on my 5-year loan or whatever and pay interest. Well, do you know you can set up that amortization schedule for yourself, pay yourself back with interest, and then the policy now has to pay you interest on the interest you would have given to your credit union or your bank? Oh, yeah. You become the bank. All of that banking stuff you can control now and just pay to yourself and borrow from yourself at will. I'm telling you, there's some famous people that have done that. Well, like J.C. Penney. How about Walt Disney? Use permanent life insurance to fund their empires to get them started. You could do the same. What do you say?
I mean, you're not. What say? I'm speechless. You're telling me that not only can I, through your method, pay down any debt at the most optimum rate.
Yes.
But then I could turn around and take, because that's the next question. Okay, now that I'm debt free, or now that my debt is under control, now what? You've got this other method to actually build real wealth.
Yes.
Oh Lord, I need to sit down somewhere.
And then now, after that, okay, once it's built up, let's say you reach retirement age, to take the money out and to spend it in retirement, you take it out tax free.
Tax free is a beautiful term.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And we have people on staff that can take you through the whole thing. And it's on all under one umbrella. And it's a magical thing. It's a magical thing. We set that up, and you can set it up for each member in the family. Do you know like 529 plans? Do you have young kids?
They have a 5-year-old son.
Okay. So for like 529 plans is they put money away for college. But with what these millennials that I'm hanging out with here, I mean, all these young people, they're saying, work for somebody. I'll start my own business. Do you know the 529 plan cannot be used to start a business? But that money put into their own insurance policy, built up over the next 10, 20, 25 years, they can take out if they decide not to go to school and want to go into business or whatever, trade or whatever they want to do. That money can be used for that. 529 plan locks you into using it for education only. Think about it.
So I'm on your website.
Yes.
Where do I get started?
Well, there's a button in the middle of each page that says get a savings and earnings report. Click that button. Okay. When you click that button, it's going to take you to a new page, and it wants you to verify your cell phone number. Put in your information there, verify the cell phone number. When you click confirm, wait. I say wait for the code to come to your cell phone. Don't click it twice or 3 times. People keep doing that. So click that once. Wait for the code to come to your cell phone. Once you get the code, put that in the space provided, and it will let you into the financial form. Fill it out, and someone will get with you within the next 48 to 72 hours to go over the information with you once it's completed.
Got it. Okay, great.
Okay.
Wow. Jules out. Shouts out to everybody on the stage. I really appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me to dominate the stage for so long. Yeah, I tip my hat to you all. Follows going around.
Well, listen, follow everybody on the stage too, Husan. Thank you very much for the value that you brought to everybody in the audience. Jared.
Hey, Don.
All right. So
okay,
Kurt,
wait a minute. Oh, Kurt what you got for me, Kurt? I'm sorry.
No worries. I just want to say a word of thanks to Husan as well. A lot of comments online. People, when your mind was blown, their mind was blown as well. So we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. So Princess asked right in the middle there, right in the middle of what we were talking about.
Wait a second, Kurt.
Sure.
Kurt, yes. Sorry, we've gone an hour and a half, and I'd be remiss. And Princess, thank you so much for your patience, but I would be remiss if we did not mention the Amazon best-selling book that houses a lot of this
yes.
that just was displayed on the screen and in the room today. So Don, I would love for you to just tell people about that.
Okay.
And the partnership you have with 10K who popped in the room to add even more value to this offer. And then Princess, stick around. We're getting right to you.
Listen, we've got a lot going on with this. So this book has spurred a lot of stuff. It's out of 33 million titles. We have one. There's only one title on Amazon that talks about what we're talking about here today. All right. How to read and understand an amortization schedule, how to cut your interest costs by 75%, and then how to why you need an opportunity cost calculator to do all of this math so that you can save tons and tons of interest. This is going to be your the basis of everything. Your what is it that I'm looking for? Foundation. Your foundation for getting this all done is in this book, and you can share this information with your children. Use it as a textbook. Oh my gosh. And once you do that, we're going to help you out. We're also going to give you the 10K card that you clicked on to get all of this. I'm going to give you one that go along with it. It's $100 value. Sean 10K Lashley, will you please tell us why that is so important to get that 10K card?
First of all, super good morning to the audience, super good morning to the stage, the speakers, the special guests, and everyone out there. Also, one of the things that Don mentioned, which is very crucial, is that book has sparked a lot of things. When Don first came onto the app, the book was actually on sale for $19.99. And then when he decided to add more value behind his presentation by doing the simulcast, by doing promotions online, he saw the value in the book and he decided to take it to its rightful cost because he had done promotion for 19.99. He took it back to 49.99, guys. And by the use of the digital card, he was able to get the book into the hands of so many other individuals. And he rose his sales. Let me see. It's almost by eight times. Why am I mentioning this to you guys? When you have one of these digital cards, you can move your product, your awareness, your brand into the hands of so much more. Always remember there's 8 billion people on the planet, guys, and you can literally share your card with everyone you come into contact with. So don't put everything that was important to him all in one place, and then he just share it and just continues to keep sharing it, and things just kept growing and growing and growing. And what he decided that he don't want to keep this secret for himself. He wanted to make sure everyone within his community get one. So when you get a copy of the book, guys, fill out the savings and earnings report and claim your digital card. Don prepaid for a bunch of them to make sure everyone that purchased a book can get a copy of the 10K card. So take advantage of it, guys. Don't go to sleep on it. If you come to our website to buy the product, it's going to be $100. But Don took care of that payment. So don't sleep on it. Start using it. Most importantly, elevate yourself, elevate your business. Because the more you can actually save on interest and put into acquiring more asset, is the better position it will put you and your family. With that said, back to you, Don.
Listen, it's not going to stop there, folks. Listen, we're going on the road. The Pill Method is going on the road in May 20 through 22, May 20, 21, and 22. The Pill Method will be in Nashville, Tennessee at Gaylord Opryland Resort. We're going to have speakers from all over the country talking about real estate. We're going to be talking about short-term rentals. We're going to be talking about lending. We're going to be talking about interest cancellation. You know, that's but you got to hear a few words from me. You know, I'm going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about marketing, but the main thing we're going to be talking about in all of this is mindset, developing a spiritual money mindset, and we have with all of these the featured speakers that are big that, and I'm telling you, they're phenomenal in what they're doing and helping you to borrow money at a discount. Some of them actually will show you how you can acquire property with little to no money down. I mean, the for real, for real. Okay. How to become a business purpose lender, how you can become a lender up to $8 million. You can become the bank without a license. Oh my gosh. We've seen it. I've seen this stuff happen, and all of this is going to be there. But not only that, we have a special guest that's going to be there as well. All right. That's going to be our special speaker, the number one motivational speaker on the planet. All right. What's his name? Can somebody help me out with that? Who's the number one?
Dr. Eric Thomas.
Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T. It's your boy E.T. He's going to be in the building talking to you about the spiritual money mindset. Do you know what we're charging for this thing? You can't get an hour with, an hour with E.T. is at least $10,000. And he'll tell you, you don't get my time unless for an hour for under $10,000. You're going to get an hour of ET's time right there in at Opryland at the Gaylord in Nashville, Tennessee in May. You better be there. I'm telling you, all of this is going to happen. And with the Pill Method, oh my gosh, I can't even talk. I'm so excited. Sean, I need you to help me out. I get all tongue tied.
I see you've been listening to Eric Thomas before you took the mic. That's what you did. Before Don come onto this stage every morning, I do believe, now I'm confirmed, you listen to Eric Thomas. I couldn't quite figure where his energy came from. But guys, Eric Thomas is well known for a phrase that says, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breed, then you'll be successful. So he came onto the atmosphere with that phrase over a decade ago, and he's built a phenomenal career with it. So when we decided that we were going to do it to the Gaylord Hotel, we're going to have over 300 to 500 people there. And that seminar will completely be sold out in 1 week once we start our campaign. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there. Also, most importantly, share the information with your friends and family. If you guys want to get a ticket, go to Don's card, click on the link at the top, and you're going to see at the very top left is going to say tickets. Get the ticket now. My recommendation is these ticket prices were sold before we confirmed Dr. Eric Thomas there. So anyone in the room that grab your ticket now, we have no choice but to honor the purchase of your ticket. But when we're finished structuring everything and move it to the market for sale, those prices I'm pretty sure will increase. So if I were you guys, I would grab my ticket now and put it away. Because once you have a confirmed ticket, no price adjustment can affect you because you already own your ticket. In life, you will go through a few situations and circumstances that will shift the direction of your life. This seminar will be one of them, guys. So if you're considering where to be on May 20 to the 22nd, I was at the Gaylord Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. We're looking forward to seeing you there. It's going to be a great weekend for the family. There'll be a lot of activities, and there will be a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday event, all packed with all the major stars that you guys can think of. So looking forward to seeing you guys there. Grab your ticket as soon as possible. And everyone today that grabbed your ticket, just send me a screenshot of your ticket. Let's start putting together some cool stuff for you. With that said, Don, back to you.
All right. So right now, I was looking for. We've got some stills of Dr. Eric Thomas. So listen, let's find if we can find a still and put that up as well a little later. So right now we have a question. We have a question on the stage right now from the chat. What do you got, Kirk?
Yep, we got a question from Princess Brown, and she responded to us earlier saying, "I'm not going anywhere." She says she has her book as well, so no worries. Anyway, her question is, can you give me some examples of how a higher interest rate on a house is better than having a lower interest rate when it comes to paying off, say, a $300,000 home?
Okay, I would love to tell you, but if I put this out here with everything that Hussein is already, he said his mind was already blown. If I come up here and tell you you're better off with a higher interest rate than a lower one, I'm afraid what happened to the man.
Hey, and Hussein is he's joined us online. He's in the comments here. He just put a comment and said, "What a mind-blowing experience. Thank you for developing and sharing this method." So Hussein is here, and he's probably ready and waiting.
All right, man. Listen, let's go ahead. We got a $300,000 home. Let's go. Let's put it in here. $300,000. I'm putting it back on the screen, Kurt. Am I still sharing?
I'm about to bring it up right now.
Okay. So we got $300,000, and interest rates are going up. So we're going to put it at 4. All right. And for 30 years. All right. So now here's what we're looking at, folks. All right. The payment is now $1,432.25, and it's at 4%. Oh my gosh. I missed that 2.9% window. Oh man, I'm hurting. 2.9. I would much rather have 2.9 than 4. Do you know there are banks out there that you can still get 2.9, but you have to pay them a lot of money to get it? I'm trying to tell you, you don't have to. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. Okay. So I'm going to get this off my screen here. Okay. So we've got the 2.9. All right. I've got the 4% mortgage. And now we're going to take a look at what that means. The bank wants at 4%. The bank wants 71% of what we borrowed at 4%, which is out of a $300,000 loan. The bank wants $215,610. And if you saw earlier what happened when we're learning what prepayment actually does to a loan like this, when you're making that very first payment, $432.25 goes to principal, $1,000 goes to interest. Let's say this is the January payment. So that means February's principal payment is $433.69. If we prepay the $433.69, we do not have to pay the $998.56 on line 2, the interest cost ever. We never have to pay that. And we have dropped down to line 3 on our amortization schedule, which becomes our new number 2 payment. We get rid of one payment for $433. Now, remember this, folks. The idea is to get, using the money that we have, the idea is to get to zero payments as soon as possible and as cheaply as possible. We want to pay this thing off to 0. Okay. We want to get rid of the payments. So keep that in mind when you're looking at how to use the money that we're putting away in savings and how to attack this loan. All right. So if we know that $433 is going to kill $998 in interest, all right, and get rid of one payment for $433.69, let's take a look at what $5,000 will do for us in 1 year. Okay. That's at the higher interest rate. $5,283.17 eliminates 1 year worth of payments and saves over about $11,000 in interest. Look at that. Now, 1 year gone for $5,283.17. That's at 4%. Now, remember, your principal payments are in the $400 range at the 4% loan. We are now going to duplicate this tab and put in a 2.9% because that's what we missed. We missed out on the 2.9. And let's get this off my screen. All right, so 1432.25, that's the old payment. So 1432 now is at 2.9, 1248. Look at this, folks. Look at this payment. Look at this payment. 1432 at 4% and 2.9 is 1248. So here's my first question. Can you afford to pay the 1442? If the answer is yes, we are in luck. But Don, look at my payment. I got 1248 here. I got 1432 over here. I'm scrolling down and take a look at my total interest cost for 30 years. It's 215 versus 149. Don, the 2.9% is killing it. Well, remember, I need you to take a look at payment 1 through 12. And remember, we're attacking the loan. When we're attacking this loan with the money out of savings, we're attacking the principal payment column only. That's the money you borrowed. So you want to fix your loan so that when you're attacking the principal, your payments will do more work for you. So I'm attacking with $433 in principal payments. Look at these $400 payments. But when I lower the same loan to 2.9%, look at the principal payments now. Over $500. So folks, tell me, if you wanted to get rid of one line off of this schedule, is it easier to come up with $524 or is it easier to come up with $433? And remember, $5,200 eliminates 12 payments from this mortgage at the higher interest rate. $5,200 at the lower interest rate barely gets us to 10. Do you see what I'm talking about? Here's the other thing you need to focus on, folks. Why would a bank who is in business to make money ever offer you a lower interest rate when you are fully prepared to accept the higher one? If you are saving money by taking a certain offer from the bank, that would mean that they're losing money. Why would they ever put you in that position? By lowering the interest rate, they are working to keep you in the loan longer because your money does less work for you and more work for them. I hope this makes sense, everybody. What do we, so do we have any, do we have, oh my gosh, they said, don't hurt me. Husan said, don't hurt me. Husan, what, listen, what do we have Princess? What did she say about this?
Princess is there. She hasn't commented since you started talking, but I don't know. She was just asking, if the Pill Method seminar is coming to Tulsa, but she hasn't responded since you started answering her question. But Princess is saying she loves it. She just responded just now.
Yes.
Several others are mind blown about it as well. I don't know if anybody has anything on the stage in Clubhouse.
Wow. Or listen, if we got the back chat, we got 22 in there. Listen, folks, here's what we're just we want to tell you the truth about lending. We need you to understand how an amortization schedule works, and everything that we've been told, everything that you've been told about saving money using lending tactics over the years, throw it all away. This is the new financial literacy. There's a new sheriff in town. It's called the P.I.L.L method. So listen, and it's Don Daniel. We're going to be giving this to you. And listen, it isn't because I'm a math genius. I'm here to tell you, okay? I'm good at this. I'm good at this because of how my brain was wired at birth. I can't take credit for that. Hey, Kurt, how can I take credit for how my brain was wired at birth? How can I take credit for that? I didn't do it. I look at an amortization schedule and I see how things line up. I see the patterns. I'm telling you, my Asperger's is good for this. It's also not so good for some other things that my wife could tell you. I mean, it gets on her nerves. But this I'm good at. Some of you know people who are autistic, either severely or mildly. Some of you know what we go through on a daily basis, but some of you know what their particular skill set is, and it's phenomenal. So I just want you to know that we are here. Everybody on this stage that's surrounded the P.I.L.L method with their particular skill sets are here so that you can learn the truth about lending for once. Take advantage of it. Share this room. Follow me. Follow everybody on the stage. Buy the book today. Get a 10K card, and there's also a button on there so that you can get your tickets for. Listen, as soon as we put the advertising out. See, all the advertising hasn't gone outside of Clubhouse yet. Oh, when we shall tell you who all is on the our speaker roster is enough to sell this thing out. Do not miss coming to Nashville and this beautiful resort for the 3 days. And so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday is going to be a free day so that you can enjoy so that you can enjoy the facilities. Oftentimes, when we go to this conference, it's meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting, and then you go home. No. We're going to have a space in there so that you can have a free day and a day off so that you can enjoy yourself. We're going to have speakers on Friday. We're going to have speakers on Sunday, and we're going to have a free day off on Saturday to enjoy Nashville and everything that it has. And I'll be going to church that day. So. So listen, we're going to have a good time in Nashville. Once this information gets out, the tickets will sell out. The tickets will sell out. I'm telling you that right now. So do not miss this opportunity. Don't miss the book. Don't miss what we're giving out here. All this sauce that you're getting for free. And all of these people, all the moderators here. I mean, you see what they do. You heard what they talk about. I'll dive in with them too. Hit them up on the back channel. Send them a message. All right. So we got Credit Card is here. We got Coffee. We got Vernita. We got Sharon, Kenyatta, 10K. Listen, all of these folks have value. And what are they doing? They're here on this stage, not only talking about the value that they bring, but they're lending their brands and their value to the P.I.L.L method so that you can learn the truth about lending as well. So, Kenyatta, I need you to tell me one more time about what you do and how the P.I.L.L method works with all this. You're going to help us to find the deal. What do you help us to do, Kenyatta?
I help you to find the deal, finance the deal, cancel the interest on that deal so we can find you yet another deal.
And 10K, are you, listen, we're also, if you want, we're also giving you an opportunity right now. Every week, someone is going to get $100 off, get a coupon. What do we call that? 10K? They can get $100 off.
Don, you focus on canceling interest. Let me focus on the promotion.
Okay, do that for me,
Guys,
brother.
we can all agree by the flash of a mic or the raise of a hand. When it comes to giving away $100 gift card, we've kind of know a thing or two about it. Guys, here's what it is. If you go onto Don's card and you click on weekly giveaway, just send your name, number, and email once a week. We're going to choose one lucky client and save you $100 off any of the ticket purchase that you choose. So any ticket that you're interested in getting, guys, just send us your name, number, and email, and then we're going to randomly call in one person weekly and save you $100 on your ticket. Because if you can save an interest, you might as well be able to save on that ticket as well. Don, back to you.
Wow, wow, wow. Listen, folks, do not let this opportunity get away from you. Oh my gosh. All right. On the screen, Dr. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. Listen, if you don't know, if you know about him, that's fantastic. You've seen him in action. Listen, we have some video that we're going to be able to put up that we have permission to put up, and we're getting all of that ready. But right now, you want to go to YouTube, check out Dr. Eric Thomas and the power he brings. He's going to be talking about how to develop a spiritual money mindset. Oh, in Nashville. And you're going to, with that information that he's going to provide, and with all that our speakers are going to provide, you're going to be coming out of there energized, and you'll be able to listen. You'll be able to level up your business. And it's about time, folks. It's about time that we start talking about passing on generational wealth and understanding money from this standpoint, and how to have the right mindset to endure the tough times when they come. Jared, listen, man, you talk about folks all the time coming into the tech space. I mean, you can about their ideas. Jared, what can you give us an idea of how mindset is important in bringing people into the tech space when they're trying to develop their ideas and their business?
Yeah, I mean, mindset is just the foundation of everything that you do, all of your relationships, with your family, friends, but professionally as well. It's extremely important to have empowered mindset, to have a gratitude mindset, to have an abundance mindset, because when adversity happens or things could go either left or right, your mindset is really what dictates which direction you go. And so going to something like this will be surrounded by like-minded people, and you'll be hearing from amazing speakers that have great mindsets and also can execute on business. You'll come out of this experience even more grounded, even more focused, and even more mentally tougher when it comes to all the things that life can throw at you. Because if you have a strong mindset, nothing can really stop you. So I 100% agree with the mindset. The importance of mindset.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you for that. 10K, give us a couple of seconds on mindset. And then, did you know I just looked at the clock? The fastest 2 hours on Clubhouse has just gone by. And we're going to do some outros. Oh, what do you got, Kurt? You got something for me?
Yeah. I just want to say real quick on that, on the mindset thing. Also on the whole conferences thing as well.
Come on.
Sometimes you just gotta. It's about professional development. It's about investing in yourself. It's about understanding that you don't know everything, and life is about learning. It's about learning something new every day and trying to do a little bit better every day. Yeah. So I was at a conference last week. I believe Jarrett was at a conference last week as well. And one of the speakers at the conference I was at was Kathy Hackle. Jared, are you familiar with her? She's called the godmother of the metaverse. I don't know if that's the correct term. And Joel Kahn was also at that conference as well. In fact, they said that they had just come from South by Southwest, which I believe is the conference that Jared was speaking at. But again, it's an issue of getting into these spaces where people who have already done what you are hoping to do are going to share with you those breadcrumbs, that roadmap. And if you are looking to develop a spiritual money mindset, what Don is curating, as he has done in this clubhouse room, is a space in the conference, with this conference in May, that we will be able to, without distractions, come aside and really learn the principles, practices, tips, tricks, techniques to be able to have that spiritual money mindset and then act on it. I know 10K is big on taking action, right? So not just to have it, but then to act on it and carry it out in our daily lives. So I just wanted to throw that piece in there as well, even as we get ready to close it out.
All right, 10K, give us a couple of seconds on mindset, man, and promote this thing for us.
Look, it all comes down to the way your mind is going to work in challenges in the good time. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. The same thing that happened to the rich happened to the poor. But the reality of the situation is how you respond to those things that happen that will make a difference as to how your life is going to turn out. And this seminar is basically putting things into perspective, because with all these things that's happening out there, like, okay, for example, with the war that's taking place in Russia and Ukraine right now, as much as we may not think it's our business, look at the gas prices. When you see the price of gas doubled, that's just one of the many effects that we're going to be suffering from. Now, do we protest, complain, and moan about the raising prices? Well, that's one way of living. Another way of living is looking to see how you can use all available resources right in your backyard and generate enough income to trample the price increase that's happening around you. So this seminar will literally be showing you different ways of getting your mind right where it comes to challenging environments and basically navigating ourselves through these waters that's in front of us right now. And the reality of the situation is we owe it to the generation after us to show them a better life. And if we don't do something at our phase, the generation behind us will be in a little more challenging position. So I would say let's be as responsible as we possibly can, invest in ourselves, invest in our family, invest in our future. And one of those vital steps is actually attending the seminar. So May 20th to the 22nd, guys, looking forward to seeing you guys. I want to see your faces. I want to share hugs. I want to shake your hands. And most importantly, I want to get a quick 5-minute story from members that's going to be on stage in the audience. So whatever you guys are experiencing by sharing here in the P.I.L.L Method Room, the Interest Cancellation Expert Room, I want to hear one of your experience in person. Telling it on Clubhouse is one thing, but I want to look at you eye to eye while you share your story with me. So if I see you at a conference, I want to hear that story. With that said, Don, back to you.
All right, folks. Listen, Jared, we're going to get back to you, man. But I have to do a shout out for my wife, who's on the stage right now, Patricia. So
Whoa,
every.
whoa, whoa, 1 second. You don't try to introduce Patricia no regular type of house.
Uh-oh.
Guys, of 33 million titles in the world, there's one P.I.L.L method. Of 8 billion people in the world, there's one bestie. So without any further ado, Don have the privileges of calling Patricia his wife. I have the grand privilege of calling her my bestie. So without any further ado, bestie, take the mic.
Hey, sweetie.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
We're fighting for you already this morning, Patricia. Don, leave me alone, please. You'll have it when we get off stage.
Hey,
Patricia, the mic is yours, please. What do you want to share with the audience?
I just want to share with the audience this morning that the conference May is going to be a great opportunity to help you figure out how to level up, how to get your mind right and move so that when the blessings come, when your ship comes in, you don't want to be at the airport. You want to be able to understand it and level it.
When my ship comes in, I don't want to be at the airport. Lord have mercy. Honey, you need to be up here speaking all the time.
That's okay, honey. Thank you so much. You have a great day.
Again, that's why she's my bestie. She does not put up with Dawn's. I'm going back at you.
Jared, back to you, sir.
That's a perfect way to end the room. So yeah, everybody, thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, make sure that you're following Dawn, and then you go ahead and click that follow button, and next to it there's a bell. Highly recommend you click always on, so that whenever he pops on a stage and he's around amazing real estate professionals or talking mindset or talking finance, you will be pinged into the room. We do this room Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern time, Sundays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So follow the club and you'll be alerted when rooms are scheduled. Also, check out all the replays. There's a lot of gems in those replays. Share those replays with your friends and family that aren't on Clubhouse so they can be blessed with the understanding of the P.I.L.L method. And also check out the ice10klive.com at the top and follow him on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and especially YouTube. Let's get those subscriptions, those shares, those likes, those comments up so that Don's videos move up in the algorithm and our community can understand what the P.I.L.L method is and benefit from all that interest cost savings that can turn into your children's inheritance, your personal investments, and your overall joy and happiness in this world. All right, great. So one quick thing that I want to just point out, we didn't get a chance to bring it up during the excitement of going from the book to the event. If you want to get the 10K card, Kenyatta, can you please let them know how they would do so once they purchase the book?
After you did your family a favor and purchased the P.I.L.L method book, what you want to do is go to ice10klive.com and you want to go to the section over to the right that says I'm ready. You click that link and you upload a screenshot receipt of your purchase. You build out your 10K card with all your specifications, what your email address is, your website address. Excuse the dog. He's excited about the P.I.L.L method. So you're going to put your email address, your phone number, social media outlets. You're going to designate a place for us to send it because it's digital, and you'll receive your own 10K card value at $100.
Thank you, Kenyatta.
Yes. And if you go into the chat section, there's several different instructions on how to do that. Also, the link to the event is ice10kevents.com, ice10kevents.com. And yeah, make sure that you check out those prices while they're still at the pre-Eric Thomas rate.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and pin that link to the top too. All right, go ahead, Jarrett.
What we're going to do is do moderator outros from the bottom to the top, and then we will be closing out the room. So make sure that you check out all these moderators. Your hallway is curated by who you follow. So if you want to see a lot of great content on this app, make sure you're following all of these moderators that introduce themselves. So 10K, anything else you want to say for your outro?
I'm just looking forward to seeing each individual for 2022 level their game up. Do the best thing for them and their family, and saying it is one thing, taking action is something completely different. So for everyone who's going to be at the conference here, guys, I'm looking forward to seeing you. And as I said, let's make this a movement that we can all look back and say, you know what, we were a part of that. We remember when this all happened because we were part of history. Congratulations to everyone who's going to pull the trigger today. And yep, let's go crush it this week. Back to you, Jared.
All right, cool. So Sharon is somebody that comes on stage to support the room and amplify the room to an international audience. So if you want to have a more international flavor to your timeline, to your hallway, absolutely make sure you follow Sharon. She's also on the stages of a lot of amazing rooms. So if you want to be aware of these rooms, definitely follow Sharon. All right, Kurt, you're up next.
All right. Great to be here today. As always, it's a great room. My name is Kirk Nugent, former missionary and IT exec, turned content creator and live video coach. I've been given the title the Geek Speaker Preacher, and it really embodies my passions, technology, media, speaking, and ministry. While I'm growing intentionally on a number of social media platforms, my primary focus is on YouTube, where I teach small businesses, entrepreneurs, and faith-based entities how to harness the power of live video. Your live stream is your digital storefront, and Don Daniel is a perfect example of that. And we are excited to partner with the P.I.L.L Method as the official live video strategist in the P.I.L.L Method Club. If you want to learn how to harness the power of live video, tap in with me at kirk10klive.com. And with that, I yield the mic to Vernita.
Vernita, but real quick, Don.
Yes.
Dean had a question saying, Don, we need you here in Canada to educate my church. This information is too valuable to keep in Clubhouse. Can this be arranged virtually? Please say yes.
Yes. Yeah. Contact the office. Write this down, don10k.com, don10k.com, and and contact my admin, and we'll get it all set up for you. Okay. So start there. You'll have her email, you have her direct number. You can text or call, and then we'll get you set up there in Canada. Thank you so much for asking.
Perfect. And I DM'd you those instructions as well, Deanne. So look forward to hearing the awesome virtual session that you're able to schedule. All right, Vernita, you're up next. All right, Vernita might be away. We really appreciate her support in the room. You should definitely give her a follow. Check out her bio. She has amazing content. And yeah, just an amazing woman for this Women's Month. All right, Coffee, are you available to do an outro?
I think she may be with her class.
No problem. Well, Coffee is
I'm
another.
with the kids. I'm with the kids today.
All right, no worries. So Coffee's another amazing content creator on this app and off the app. You want to check out her 10K card. Coffee, that's spelled as her first name, 10K.com. So you can check her out on Instagram and all the other platforms that she does great content on. And also scroll down and check out all of her replays, her club Coffee's Corner, and all the amazing stuff she does on this app. So definitely tap in with her. Up next, we'll pass it to Credit Goddess.
Hey there, everyone. Again, wonderful room as usual. So glad that the young man that came up and asked that question, we definitely dive deep into the example. So I hope many of you guys got a good gist of what Don's been sharing with you guys for the past, we have 55 episodes. But I hope you guys get it and you guys contact Don and his team and get started. Well, my name is Rosalore Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I am all things credit and the official credit expert for the P.I.L.L Method crew. I am a credit score improvement strategist, business credit consultant, and an educator at Be Free University. If any of you guys are interested in my services, you guys can definitely tap in with me. Send me your name and email address to the number in the bio is 888-557-5778. And you text your name and email address there. There will be a link to book your consultation. So that way I can dive deep into your credit situation and see what we need to do to improve your credit. So that way you can qualify for today's mortgages. Is it today or next year or in the 6 months? If you are unsure if you can purchase a home despite of the interest rate, you'll be surprised. You may be ready to go, but let me be the one to say yes or no, or yes or no. So definitely tap in with me. Text me your name and email address to 888-557-5778. If you want to check out any of my other services, go to creditgoddess10k.com. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
All right.
And as always, we appreciate your presence and pray that we earn the privilege of your time. I am Kenyatta, the official creator of this house, the P.I.L.L Method House. And it is a pleasure to share the stage with the moderators and the stage with you down there with your questions. Next time, share the room. Don't keep us to yourself. And again, if you need to connect with me to find finance, get the interest off the mortgage, or get another property, I'm your girl. Have a nice day.
All right, Kenyatta in the Windy City. All right, getting her walk on. Jared.
My name's Jared. I do a lot of rooms on the tech space, helping you fund your startup, metaverse, NFT, crypto. I do a lot of rooms on Twitter spaces as well. So you can see my Twitter bio, my Twitter profile at the bottom. And also, I'm on LinkedIn. So tap in with me, check out the replays, and check us out in the P.I.L.L Method Room on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Let your friends and family know. Come early, come on stage, ask questions. We look forward to seeing you here. So with that being said, Don, I'll give you the final words.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared. Listen, folks, I'm going to start out with our seminar in May. If you, with the speakers that we're lining up, and we're going to be letting all of that out in just a little bit, with all the speakers we're lining up, if you just wanted to get 1 hour of their time added up, would be over $20,000. That's just for a consultation. That is not going into what they can actually do for you. Just for the consultation with our speakers would be over $20,000 you'd have to spend. You're not spending anywhere near that to come get all of this valuable content over a weekend at a beautiful resort for 3 days. Oh my goodness. And Dr. Eric Thomas is there to bring you the sauce as well, getting you ready for the spiritual money mindset. So folks, be there. I want to be able to shake your hand in person and meet all of our wonderful speakers as well. Get this information. There is there is no greater time than this time to have this information on mindset to get through these gas prices and the food prices or where they're going to go, and the housing prices. I mean, you've got to have a strong mindset, a money mindset, to focus on how you're going to get the money instead of focusing on money you don't have. I'm telling you, it's once you change your mindset, if you want things to change, okay, change the way you look at things. If you want the things you look at to change the way you look at things. And I'm telling you, it'll change for you. We're going to be bringing that as a mindset. Also, get the book today. Once you get the book, you're going to get your 10K card. And while you're at it, folks, while you're at it, remember that this book, out of 33 million titles, is the only one that talks about what we've been talking about here today. And it's been #1 on Amazon. And last, but not least, don't forget to follow all of your moderators. Follow me, follow the rest of the moderators, follow the club, go to YouTube, and also click on subscribe, click on the little bell so that you can get notified when we're putting something else up new. And also, folks, like the videos so other people will be able to see them that you know and love. We want to share this information out. You heard what happened here today. We gave out some valuable information, and all of you got to hear about it. Start inviting people back in here. We want to see you again right here on Wednesday. Thank you so very much for coming out. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here, and we appreciate you. So go ahead and give the people that come here on a day-to-day basis, giving of their time, give them some social currency, give them a follow. And if you need any of their services, go ahead and follow up with them. I'll see you back here on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Kurt Nugent, take us out.